that she was taking them straight to a formal wedding. She never told it, never RSV, just dumped them off and left. And now they were exhausted, barefoot, and covered with paint and watermelon juice. She tried to yell, but I just looked at her. Not my business. She left just as fast as she arrived, dragging two exhausted, stained kids behind her. I can only imagine the scene when they walked into that wet. How was it going to dress their child that made you say, you've got to be kidding me? We threw a summer birthday party for my daughter. The invite was clear. Water balloons, skateboards, swimming, messy summer fun. She even molded that kids should wear clothes that won't get ruined, or let me know in advance if they needed extras. I also mentioned I was a certified lifeguard, and that one mom flat out told me they wouldn't be coming. So I was they all heard, and this kid dressed like they were walking into a ballroom. The boy was just missing the bed, you know, the girl was just
Never seen. That's interesting. I went in this room and joined out. I went out to the guns. She has to be clean. Stand and her two islands. See, has to be. So with that, 2 months. That's it.
Yeah.
Seven months ago, my next destination here were 3 weeks later, her excitement is over and Jeremy notes. Look down on her entertainment.
What's this freaking camera? Monica! Monica!
Parents, what is the worst thing you've ever told your child? My son was at it when I my leper can't saving it makes you draw. When I asked what the money was for, he broke down crying. Daddy, birthday present. I wanted to buy you something nice. I was a single dad working 2 jobs. His mom had left when he was 3, and I'd been struggling ever since. That $20 was supposed to be the groceries then. But seeing his little face, knowing he was trying to do something sweet, I couldn't stay mad. I told him we'd figure something else out for food. The next week, I caught him again. This time, it was $15 from my jacket pocket. Same explanation. I sat him down and explained we couldn't keep taking money we needed for bills. He nodded, promised he'd stop, hugged me tight. That night, I followed him to the corner store. He bought a small notebook and spent an hour writing in it under the screen. When he saw me, he shoved it in his backpack. I waited until he was asleep and checked page after page of calculations. Dad's rent, $800. Dad's car payment, $200. At the bottom, I need $2,000 to help Dad not be sad anymore. The next morning, I confronted him about the notebook. He broke down completely, sobbing that he heard me crying at night, that maybe if he saved enough, I wouldn't have to work so much. I hugged him and told him it wasn't his job to worry about growing. But the stealing continued. I'd find him going through coat pockets when I came home. Each time I caught him, he'd cry harder. I started hiding my money, but he got creative. He asked teachers if he could stay after school to clean erasers. He even started selling his Pokemon cards to kids at lunch. That's when I noticed something wrong. He was thinner. I checked his lunch account, empty for 3 weeks. He'd been giving his lunch money to a jar instead of eating. I called his school. The nurse confirmed he'd been coming to her office during lunch, claiming stomach aches. She'd been giving him crackers, thinking he was just anxious about something. I rushed to pick him up early. On the drive home, he kept apologizing, saying he just wanted to help, and he'd seen the eviction notice on our door last month and knew I was scared. That night, I called my ex-wife for the first time in months, asking if she could help with just $50 for roast squash. She laughed and hung up. The next day, she showed up at my work. She waltzed into the auto shop wearing a designer dress, asking to speak private. She told me she'd been watching our apartment, taking pictures of my son walking to the store alone, keeping track of every time he looked neglected. A judge would be very interested in seeing how my son is forced to take care of his incompetent father, she said, sliding a custody petition across my workbench. That evening, I found my son adding more money to the jar. This time, it was a $50 bill, way more than any kid his age should have. Where did you get this? I demanded. He started crying immediately. The pretty lady gave it to me. She said if I kept helping you with money and let her take pictures, she'd make sure you never had to worry about bills again. Pretty lady. She looks like me. She said she was my mom and that she was going to save us. I grabbed my phone and called her immediately. She answered on the first ring, laughed. Did you really think I'd let you raise my son in poverty forever? Every photo, every dollar he saved, every tear, it's all evidence that you're unfit. Court date is next week. I hung up and looked at my son, who was still clutching the $50 bill, confusion written all over his face. Did I do something wrong? 3 months later, found out the truth. My ex secretly met him after school, saying I was too poor to care for him. Weeks later, he served custody. That's what I had to tell my son. Sometimes the one's meant to love you most hurt you. He chose to stay with me. He hasn't seen him since. Parents, what's the worst thing you've ever told your children?
Or we have nature. And it's
Yes, I saw it here. Look at mine.